Football is back. I'm Scott Hansen, and this is the new EA Sports Weekly Recap for Week 1 of the 2025 regular season. Plenty of action to get you caught up on. We start at MetLife Stadium. The Jets at home to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this is Calvin Austin. He's going to stretch the field here, and this one is on target. A 45-yard touchdown. From there, why don't we go to South Philly, look in on the Eagles as they're hosting the Dallas Cowboys. And it's Jahan Dotson. He's going to pull this one in, and then he sets his sights towards the end zone. 56 yards, touchdown. One more to tell you about. It was the Chiefs and the Chargers, the Friday game down in Brazil. And it's the rookie first-round draft pick, Omarion Hampton. He's going to take this one in, 11 yards on the touchdown run. The Chargers begin Jim Harbaugh Year 2 with a Week 1 victory. And that'll do it for us. After a fun first week, let's do it again, shall we? Scott Hansen here in Orlando. Good night from EA Sports.
First known as the Meadowlands, EA Sports welcomes you to MetLife Stadium here in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. On the visitor sideline, the Bills head coach Sean McDermott. His guys got the season started on the right foot, a home victory in the season opener. On the other side, his counterpart, the Jets head coach. His guys, on the other hand, couldn't pull one out last week in the opener, so they're looking for their first win at home here in Week 2. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico, along with Greg Olson. Should be a wet one, and off we go from MetLife Stadium. We'll get this up past the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop. The Bills offense heading out, and they are led by the MVP of the National Football League, 29-year-old quarterback Josh Allen in the prime of his career.
A lot of things jump off the tape when you watch last week, Mike, but it was really just the overall execution of the game plan that stuck out the most. I mean, not only did he get them in the end zone a handful of times, he protected the ball, and he routinely exploited the weaknesses that they found during the week on film. He's going to be looking to do the same thing over these next 4 quarters. If he's successful, they're going to have a shot to leave here with another win.
It's a gain there of 26 yards.
And that's a nice grab for his first catch of the game, Mike. And he's someone that the play caller has told us he wants to get him early touches, get him a feel for the game. Nice job there making that happen.
And he'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd and 8. Once again, it's Cook. And he'll get maybe a yard. That's it. Quinnen Williams there to make the play.
So these, Mike, are the body blow runs. They're not big gains. They're nothing fancy. But they really set that physical tone for the rest of the game where now a good play caller can use some of these early runs to set up something a little bit bigger down the road.
And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. A gain of 21 on that pass play. First down, Buffalo.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
And he'll be out of bounds as the first down completion nets about 3. From the 24 now, here is second down and 7.
Brings up second and 7.
From the gun, here is Allen. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down. Now, after the play, it looks like we have an injured Jet on the field. On third down, it's Josh Allen. And that is incomplete. Trying to get it to Dalton Kincaid there. And that'll set up fourth down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball. A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal. But I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
To return is Xavier Gibson. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. So here come the Jets. Their ever-changing quarterback carousel stops on Justin Fields, the 26-year-old. Remember, the Bears' first-round pick back in 2021 out of Ohio State.
So you take a look at last week's game, Mike, and you certainly wouldn't say that he played poorly. I mean, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. That's a clean slate. But when you talk to his coaches, they said they haven't seen him this motivated to bounce back after a loss in his entire career. So he's had a great week of practice. He's really challenging the guys around him to elevate their standard. And if it's any indication of how today is going to go, I think we're in for a treat.
Fields now on second down. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. And he might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a third down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Here we go. 319, got that.
From the shotgun, it's Fields. That is intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Taylor Rapp. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead. Play action now, and here's Allen. That's taken in. It's James Cook. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. Ball on the 36 now. Here's second and 3. Allen going to give it to Cook. And he'll get about 4 out of that one. That should be enough to move the chains. It is first down.
That's good for Bills. First down. First and 10 at the 30.
Out of the gun, here's Allen. To the left side, it's caught by Shakir. It's been a busy first quarter for him so far. His third catch goes for a first down. To throw is Allen. He'll swing this one out to Cook. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. They face second down and 7. From the gun, throw here for Allen. That one knocked away in the end zone, incomplete. But a good job locating the football by the defense where it matters most. And it'll bring up third down now. One more time going up top with Allen. And he'll take it on in. Khalil Shakir. Touchdown, Bills. That his second TD catch of the season. The extra point by Bass is good. And the Bills are out to a 10-0 lead. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Panay Wanwu now to return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Jets offense about ready to get going on their second possession. Greg, it's one of those weird feelings you build all year for the opener. And you play a tight game and lose. It kind of changes the feeling coming into this week.
Yeah, it certainly does, and if you're not careful, what's that cardinal rule? You don't want one loss to turn into two, one bad play to turn into two. The best teams in this league, Mike, they have an uncanny ability that regardless, good or bad, blowout or close one, from the previous week before, it doesn't lead into the next week's work and ultimately the next week's game. So we'll find out, were they able to learn from the good? And there certainly was a lot of it. But can they move forward today and not let the disappointment of last week trickle into today?
They get 22 yards there, and the Jets have a first down.
Here we go.
They'll run with the former Badger, Braylon Allen. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of one.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
Here we go, Scott.
Now, Fields. They'll set up the screen to Hall. Down the right sideline. And he'll be out of bounds all the way down at the 10.
Just seems nowadays, Mike, there's so many running backs in the NFL that you can classify as being dual threats. Of course, we see them every week make their impact on the ground. But here in the first half, it's his ability in the passing game and do bulk of his damage as a receiving threat.
A run on 1st and goal. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits. What do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal?
Here we go. 321, 321.
Second down. It's Fields. That's hauled in at the 2. And he's in. Malachi Corley. Touchdown, Jets. His first touchdown of the new campaign.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
Not going for 2. They'll kick the point after. It's up and through. And the Jets are on the board. It's 10-7. The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, this is Strong. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. So, Greg, this offense comes on the road here in week 2. Look, road games are so hard in the NFL, but it's nice to hit the road coming off a win at home.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's amazing how winning creates more winning. It kind of has an ability to kind of build on its stuff. It's a snowball effect. So when you're winning, you're feeling good, everything works. And all of a sudden, you start losing and you start questioning everything about your approach. So the key in the NFL is win or lose, you're on to the next game. And it's the team's ability to start fresh every single week, regardless of the previous week's outcome. Those are the teams that find themselves in position of the playoffs down the stretch. I think think he predetermined that third down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. So now the Jets offense ready to take over once more. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run, and it's Hall. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. 16 yards on the game, and a quick 1st down.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical, right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
On the ground, it is Allen. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. A gain there of 11. Good for a Jets 1st down.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play. 10-7 is the score. We're back to upstate New York in just a moment. The Jets have it here to start quarter number 2, as they've got it with 1st and 10.
Here we go.
A give left side. Here comes Hall. That lane closes quickly. A pickup of 3. That's Gregory Rousseau in on the stop. From the 35, here's 2nd and 6.
Here we go, tonight. Turbo, tonight. Tonight.
He'll go again with Hall. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
Here we go. 319, let's run. Right.
Working out of the gun, it's Fields. Short, complete to Likely. And he's going to be taken down short of the marker, and that is going to set up an interesting 4th down decision.
You got a mini base. Why not?
Now some movement up front. Flags down. Mistake-filled first half continues. So on 4th down, out comes Austin McNamara to punt for New York. Oh, that is terrific. Out of bounds, inside the 5-yard line. The Bills offense ready to get back at it. Greg, this AFC East, a division that really has been dominated by the Bills. The 5 straight division titles. It's hard to see who can knock them off that perch right now.
Yeah, and I think until someone decides that that's going to change, I think you just have to assume that Buffalo remains the king of the East. And I think when you look at the bottom of the division with the Jets and New England, they're clearly in a rebuild. Young quarterbacks, new coaching staffs, trying to kind of get themselves out of the bottom of the division. Miami seems to me, I don't know if they're ready to compete necessarily with Buffalo directly, but Miami is a playoff caliber roster, a playoff caliber team. They've showed it in years past. So if anybody's ready to compete, I think it's Miami. I just don't know, Mike, if they are ready top to bottom over the length of the season to get enough wins to keep pace with a team as good as Buffalo.
And 2 new coaches at the bottom of the standings last year, the Jets and the Patriots. And Greg, both guys who played for a long time in the league and bring a certain amount of toughness to the top of the organizations.
Oh, absolutely, and it was very clear exactly what New York and New England were looking for. They wanted culture setters, right? It wasn't about getting the fancy play caller. It wasn't about the X's and O's. They needed to establish an identity and a culture of excellence and of winning. So no question, Mike, there was a very clear mission, a clear path to landing on Vrabel and Aaron Glenn, and they think they have their guy for the long term.
Call it a gain of 13, and the Jets have a first down.
Here we go, son. Go.
Another run here with Hall. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9.
Here we go, son. Slide it.
The RPO, that one is complete. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Here we go.
Fields gets that one to the veteran Lazard. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
Here we go.
They're going to go, and it's Hall. And he is not going to get there. Short of the marker, and that's going to be a turnover on down. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Allen. Pass caught by Shakir. And he's out of bounds. Gain of 4. It'll bring up 2nd down. Play action. It's Allen. Downfield into the hands of Keon Coleman. 23 yards on that pass play. Good for a Bills first down. They'll run the draw with Cook. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. Off the play fake, it's Allen. His fullback releasing, and he's going to bring it in. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. And that is incomplete.
We're starting to see a lot of this on 3rd down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these 3rd down conversions. You know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball, and in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up 4th down.
Now the Jets going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down's looming. Here's Jake Camarda now as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Jets offense ready to get back at it. Well, Greg, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release, the draft has become this multi-day huge event. Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind, interested to see how they fit in the league as this season gets going.
Yeah, you know, obviously so much attention around the quarterback position, and Cam Ward goes number 1, and then obviously with Shador and all the conversations around that as the draft unfolded. But I think a guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit, Mike, I think you look at Ashton Genty. He gets drafted by Vegas. He's now with the Raiders. Pete Carroll. it kind of has the feel of, is he his Marshawn Lynch? Is he the bell cow back, under center, Geno Smith, play action, set up that run game, play good defense? This feels like the early path Pete Carroll took when he took over in Seattle and turned them into a Super Bowl champion. So I'm not saying Genty's Marshawn Lynch, but he certainly feels like that's the fit the Raiders were going for when they took him with their first-round pick.
Hey, let me ask you about Travis Hunter. Of course, the Heisman winner, Colorado, great play, both sides of the ball as a receiver and a corner. You know, Greg, it's hard to come in this league and play well on one side of the ball. Is it realistic to think you may see him on both offense and defense?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, and I think to start, you have to say, okay, let's hang our hat on something. And I think when you look at the league, where is it harder to find impactful players? I believe it's harder to find impactful defensive backs. I think it's a harder position. I think the league favors the offense with the rules and the play style. So if I'm Jacksonville, I'm making Travis Hunter a defensive back on day one, and then I'm going to package my offensive plays around his skill set to take advantage of him as a wide receiver. And then as time goes on, it'll eventually unfold where he'll be able to have a role on both sides of the ball more consistently. But if I was in Jacksonville, that's what I would do. But I think it's going to be very interesting to see how fast and how big of a role on both sides they give Hunter early in his rookie year.
319, yes, that.
First down, Fields. That is incomplete. No way to force the football in there. Good coverage. It'll bring up second down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it, but I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact. I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked, and with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
Here we go, son. 331. Go.
Fields from the gun on third down. Open man is Lazard. He's got it. Now a timeout, Jets. It'll be their second. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in the second quarter.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
They're at the 17-yard line now for first and 10.
Here we go, son. 319, yes, son.
To throw is Fields. He'll swing this one out to Hall.
Now listen, I'm going to give the guy credit. It was a really nice catch, keeping his feet inbounds along the sidelines. It just doesn't amount to much in the grand scheme of things.
Here's a 2nd and 9.
Here we go. 551, slow, go.
Fields. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
And that's another brutal drop for an offense that has struggled to catch the ball up to this point. And yes, you can nitpick about ball placement and whatnot, but listen, the reality is at this level, if it hits your hands, you have to find a way to come down with it.
From the shotgun, it's Fields. This one caught by Lazard. And he will easily pick up the first down. They've got first and goal coming up.
It's another Jets. First down.
Don't jump.
First and goal at the 3.
Now Fields. To the goal line and in. Garrett Wilson. Touchdown, New York.
You know, we spent so much time talking about the heroics of a game-winning drive to end in the fourth quarter in 2-minute mode. Well, let's talk about a 2-minute mode, Mike, at the end of the first half. It might not be in walk-off fashion, but I'll tell you what, executing that here going into halftime changes this entire game.
Extra point attempt still to come. He's got it. And the Jets are on top. It's 14-10. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. On the return, it's Ty Johnson. Now a hit, and he lost the football. Special teams comes through again. We don't talk about it nearly enough, but sometimes the biggest plays of the game happen like that one. The kickoff return, fumble, recovered, and momentum swings again.
Everybody loves to see a big return, Mike, but the priority of any kick return unit, just give your offense a chance to possess the ball. And in this case, they don't do that. They turn the ball over, and now they find themselves back out there on defense.
Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 33.
He has to drive this through the rain, but he does. The kick is good. And the Jets going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the first half. So 2 seconds left to play, and the kick's away. Johnson now to return. And he's going to be taken down. That is going to do it for us in this first half.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. We enjoyed it so much last week, the EA folks said, hey, come back, let's do it again. So here we are, week 2. Let's get after it. Our trip around the NFL starts now. At Lambeau Field in Green Bay, the Packers at home to take on the Commanders. And this is Chris Rodriguez. He'll find an opening and take it in, a 6-yard rushing touchdown. Next up, we go to the Steel City. We'll check in on the Steelers as they play host to the Seattle Seahawks. And this is Gabe Davis. Just get his hands on the football and let him do the rest. It's a 59-yard touchdown. This one's gone to halftime with the Seahawks looking for a 2-0 start. They lead at the half. Lastly, let's get down to Miami, the Dolphins hosting the New England Patriots. And it's a guy who made big strides in his rookie season, Drake May. A touchdown pass from 15 yards away. This one's at halftime, and it's the Patriots lead by a field goal at halftime. We'll give you a look now at the remainder of the games in progress in the early window and what's still to come here in Week 2 of the National Football League regular season. Meanwhile, in our game, it was a competitive, hard-hitting first half. We expect more of the same going forward as we send you back out to the broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Jets offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. Well, Greg, it will be a very busy stretch for the Passports. A lot of international games to look forward to. 7-0 outside the U.S. Chiefs and Chargers last week in Sao Paulo. Great ones to follow. Vikings and Steelers in Dublin. Vikings in London playing the Browns the very next week. Broncos and Jets. Rams and Jags. They'll also play in London week 6 and 7. The Falcons and the Colts are going to be in Germany in week 10. And then the Commanders and Dolphins wrap up the international slate. That's in Madrid week 11. Greg, this has been such an additive part to the NFL season, all of these international games.
Yeah, I can tell you, Mike, having played one of the international games towards the end of my career in London, when I played for Carolina, it's a great experience. It's fun for the players, it's fun for the coaches, it's fun for the fans and the families. So I expect this slate to continue to expand. There are so many fun international cities around the world that love NFL football.
And from what you hear, there's more to come. We could be at the point someday, very soon, where every team plays one game outside of the U.S. in each regular season.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
319 gets met.
A give. Here's Hall. And they'll stretch him out to the sideline, but he'll be taken down for a loss.
Quarterbacks are drafted for their coverage ability. We see it year in and year out. Teams want to fortify their pass defense. But when they can come up in run support, it's just an added bonus for a defense. And this young rookie, he was one of the best picks available last year's draft, and we can see why.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. Fields to throw. That one taken in by Corley. And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9. Now a 3rd and 2. To throw is Fields. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. It's a pickup of 13 yards. Good for a Jets first down.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets. It puts so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, the quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
Here's Hall from the pistol. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
A gain of a yard. Brings us second and 9.
Here's second and 9.
Here we go, shot. Come on, shot.
On the give, it's Hall. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. A pickup of 12 yards. And the Jets have a first down.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
They'll run on first down, and here's Allen. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all. We'll try again. It's second and 10.
At the 23-yard line.
Here we go. 319, that's it. Go.
Fields now. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. And they continue to churn out first downs. What a drive. It continues now with first and goal.
Jets. First down. First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Here we go. Turbo, sir. 6.
Here's a run to the 5-yard line.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Here we go. 331, 331. Sit high.
They will run it over center with Hall. And he is going the wrong way, tackled back at the 7.
And now with that stop on second and goal, the defense really flips the advantage to their own favor. Third and goal from this length. I think now they can play a lot more pass-heavy defense and not be so concerned with the run game.
Line of scrimmage back at the 7 for third and goal.
Right to instruction.
Here's Fields. And that is caught. He fought with the contact for the touchdown. There is a marker down, but that may be on the defense. Extra point attempts to come here. He's got it. And the Jets move out to a 24-10 lead. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Johnson now to return. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line. The Bills offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. Now, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going for it on fourth down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the difference of if I kicked a touchback, they got the ball at the 20. It wasn't that much of a spread, but now all of a sudden, is it in my best interest to settle for a field goal and kick off when I could give you the ball at the 35? Or even if I fail down there tight in the red zone on the 3, you now possess the ball inside your own 5-yard line. So I think that's an element now that's causing offenses to go for more touchdowns, kick less field goals, because the ensuing kickoff is giving my opponent the ball in much more favorable territory.
You know, the other rule that is adjusted are overtimes in the regular season will mirror playoff overtime, each team getting the ball. I'm so happy, Greg, because it just felt so incomplete when a team got to overtime, but then their offense, which may be the best part of the team, never got on the field.
Yeah, and I couldn't agree more, and you hear everyone saying, oh, well, just get a stop. Well, it's that legendary game between Mahomes and Josh Allen where neither team stopped anyone. It was just an offensive touchdown festival, so you won a coin toss and you get the ball. Well, the other team's defense hadn't gotten a stop the whole game. If Josh Allen got the ball first, he probably would have scored on a walk-off. So I love the idea of both teams getting the ball. If a game is good enough to go to overtime, let's finish it. We don't need to be in a rush. There's no curfew. Let's let the guys finish it on the field. A lot more similar to how the regular game goes and not have significantly different game flow come overtime.
Third, they need 8. From the gun, throw here for Allen. He's going to have the first down and more. And he's into the end zone. For Josh Allen, a milestone there. TD pass number 200 of his career. Pass's kick is good. And the Bills back within 7. It's 24-17. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. On the return, here comes Wanwu. Breece Hall making his way back out there as the Jets are on offense again. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Throwing is Fields. He'll set up the screen to Hall, and that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start, and a loss of yards on the play.
At the 23-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 12.
Here we go. I'm good.
So both teams trade touchdowns in that frame as we get through the end of the third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go.
Fields now on 2nd down. They'll try to set up the screen here. Now he's free to midfield. He's to the 10, and he will dive into the end zone. 77 yards. Touchdown, Jets. everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
The extra point try forthcoming. He knocks it through, and the Jets will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, this is strong, and it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Bills offense ready to take over once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. And he will slosh his way forward on the wet surface for a gain of a yard. From the 29, here's 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Allen. That's into the hands of Coleman. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. A run up the middle with Cook. That's a nice job keeping his balance in these conditions. A gain of about 5. From the 46, here's 2nd down and 4. Man in motion is Coleman. Here's the first carry for the man from Kentucky, Ray Davis. And not much there. Good defense, held to no gain. Here's a 3rd down and 4. From the gun, Josh Allen. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on 3rd down. It's something these teams stress all week. Here's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up 4th down. Oh, that's a great job there defensively. They know exactly where that 1st down marker is. It looked for a minute like he was going to be able to pick up enough yards to convert on that 4th down, but he doesn't. He's just shy, and that is a great stand here by this defense.
And he's in! Reese Hall, touchdown, New York. He had the touchdown catch earlier. This time he takes it in on the ground. And this has to feel good for this team, Greg. After losing week 1, to continue to add to the lead here in the fourth quarter and get themselves likely back to 500.
Yeah, just a really nice bounce-back performance. After talking to them, they felt really disappointed in their week 1 performance. They felt like they got off to a slow start, Mike. So now here in week 2, bounce back, deal with a little adversity early in the season. I think this is going to bode well as the rest of this year plays on.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, this is strong. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Bills offense starting to trot out for this next possession. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with 1st down. Short pass taken in by Knox. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. Allen going to throw on 1st and 10. He'll find his running back, Cook. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. A couple of big plays to start this drive. How about 17 on this one?
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Allen to throw again. Throwing it right into the hands of his running back. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4. Throwing again, it's Allen. That's taken in by Shakir. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. From the 24 now, here's second down and 7. Now, screen going to be set up for Davis. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. Throw once more. Here's Allen. And on third down, that ball incomplete. The offense not coming off the field, and here's fourth down. Moore going in motion. Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. That's taken in, and he will get the first down. They took a chance, but they convert on 4th and 3. To the air once more is Allen. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. Second down, they need 3. Allen gonna throw again. He gets this one to Moore. A second effort, and he is in. Elijah Moore. Touchdown, Buffalo. That his first touchdown of the new year. The extra point by Bass is good. And the Bills are able to edge a bit closer. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Gibson now on the return. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. The Jets offense about ready to take over once more. And they have definitely righted some wrongs after the loss of the opener. They have the lead here, and they start this possession 1st and 10.
Here we go. 3:31.
They're going to start this drive on the ground. It's Hall. You talk about the moves, spinning out of that tackle, turning it into a gain of 7.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense, and right now is one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
Give up the middle with Hall, and he's going to be brought down up past the 45. A pickup of 14 on that one. Good for a Jets first down.
4-minute offense, Mike, so what does it mean? 1, make the defense use all of their remaining timeouts. 2, continue to pick up first downs, milk the clock. And then 3, if possible, finish with the ball in your hands.
On the give, this is Allen. The Bills going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get together prior to this second down play.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at their 48-yard line.
Here we go, son. Tonight.
Off the play action, here's Fields. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
And 9 yards to go.
Here we go, son. 321, 321.
From the shotgun, it's Fields. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. On comes the punt team now for the Jets, as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. Returnable from the 17. And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. They'll start out first down and 10. On the ground, it's Cook to start this drive. And he'll try to keep his footing, manages to work it ahead for a couple of yards.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Once again, it's Cook. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
Behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard on the play.
So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion. In a moment, the crowd at MetLife on their feet for third down. They'll drop to throw. That is incomplete. And here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down. They'll try and throw for it with Allen. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on downs.
Turnover on downs.
Here we go. We good. Blue 58, blue 58, set. Set high.
It's first down, and it's Paul. The Bills going to use their final timeout here, and they'll get together prior to this second down play. On the handoff, it's Hall running right, and he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's third down.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
Here we go. 58, blue 58, set. Right.
On the handoff, here comes Hall. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. Fourth down coming up.
When you can get this level of run support out of your secondary, Mike, man, what an advantage for any defense. This defensive back clearly reads run, gets off his block, and he's able to take down the back for a loss of yards.
Now the Jets going to use the first of their timeouts, and they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. So, fourth down, here's Harrison Mevis for the Jets field goal. He has to drive this through the rain, but he does. The kick is good. And the Jets add on to their lead.
Anytime you find yourself kicking in these elements, Mike, you just can't take anything for granted, especially when it comes to your plant foot, your balance, your control, your footing. It's so important, and give credit, he does a great job here able to put that one through.
The Bills offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll do so with 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. A throw on the move is caught. And he'll be hustled out just shy of the first down marker. That's a pickup at 9. And he's going to set up 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and 1.
In motion, Shakir. To the air. On second down, here's Allen. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. Didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up third down. Throwing now, Allen. He'll air one out for Palmer. That's caught. And they're going to have this all the way down inside the 30-yard line. So this one in the win column for the Jets. They get the home victory here in the division in the first of their 2 scheduled matchups. Have a chance to go for the season sweep on the road later in the season. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. It's a win for the Jets as we say goodbye from MetLife Stadium.